At the end of each year, Spotify releases a report of the most streamed albums, artists, and songs in the year. And in this video, we look at the most streamed albums in each year, from 2013 to 2023. 2013. In 2013, streaming music was still new. The most popular albums on Spotify were mostly in the EDM, hip-hop, and alternative rock genre. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Unorthodox Jukebox by Bruno Mars, The Truth About Love by Pink, Night Visions by Imagine Dragons, 18 Months by Calvin Harris, The Heist by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. 2014. 2014 was a weird year, as indie pop gained traction with artists like Hozier and Vance Joy. Sam Smith also had a breakout year, as did James Bay. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were My Everything by Ariana Grande, Girl by Pharrell Williams, The New Classic by Iggy Azalea, In the Lonely Hour by Sam Smith, Multiply by Ed Sheeran. 2015. This year we entered the streaming era, as streaming services like Spotify started playing a significant role in shaping music. Pop remained diverse, and genres like tropical house gained popularity with albums like Purpose. The Weeknd had his breakout year, dropping multiple hit singles. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Tidal by Meghan Trainor, Stories by Avicii, Peace is Mission by Major Lazer, If You're Reading This It's Too Late by Drake, Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd. 2016. It was a great year in music, as a diverse list of albums dominated the year. Pop legends like Rihanna and Beyoncé dropped their career-defining albums. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd, Blurry Face by 21 Pilots, Anti by Rihanna, Purpose by Justin Bieber, Views by Drake. 2017. 2017 was a good year, as different genres dominated the year. The SoundCloud era was at its height, as artists like XXXTentacion released their breakout albums. A new crop of pop stars also took the spotlight, with artists like Dua Lipa and Billie Eilish dropping their first projects. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Stoney by Post Malone, Starboy by The Weeknd, Down by Kendrick Lamar, More Life by Drake, Divide by Ed Sheeran. 2018. 2018 was totally dominated by hip-hop, when Post Malone, Drake, and Travis Scott had the charts in a chokehold. A new genre was also starting to make an impact on the charts, as Latin influences continued to grow in pop music. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Divide by Ed Sheeran, Dua Lipa by Dua Lipa, Question Mark by XXXTentacion, Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, Scorpion by Drake. 2019. 2019 was a year of change. Genres continued to blend, with artists embracing diverse influences, as artists like Lil Nas X dominated the charts. Harry Styles also dropped the album that solidified him as a solo superstar. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Shawn Mendes by Shawn Mendes, Number 6 Collaborations Project by Ed Sheeran, Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish, 2020. 2020 was a weird year, as we all were cooped up in our houses. The influence of the 80s synth-pop sound permeated through pop music. As The Weeknd and Dua Lipa dropped their defining album, Taylor Swift also took a big detour by dropping 2 folk albums in the year. TikTok also became the biggest app to promote music. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, Fine Line by Harry Styles, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone, After Hours by The Weeknd, Yo Hago Lo Que Me De La Gana by Bad Bunny. 2021. As artists like Olivia Rodrigo and Karol G dropped their breakout albums, Taylor also started dropping her re-recorded albums. In hip-hop, there was a rivalry, as Drake and Kanye West were going head-to-head. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Planet Her by Doja Cat, Equals by Ed Sheeran, Justice by Justin Bieber, Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. 2022. 2022 was the year that Taylor Swift began dominating everything. TikTok became a kingmaker in pop music, as artists like Harry Styles and Taylor Swift used it to their advantage. Latin music also took center stage, with Bad Bunny dropping one of the biggest albums of the year. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Planet Her by Doja Cat, Equals by Ed Sheeran, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, Harry's House by Harry Styles, Un Verano Sin Ti by Bad Bunny. 2023. 2023 was the year of country, as artists like Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan dominated the charts. The regional Mexican sound Corridos Tumbados also took the world by storm, with Peso Pluma becoming a breakout star. The top 5 most streamed albums in the year were Mañana Será Bonito by Karol G, Starboy by The Weeknd, SOS by SZA, Midnights by Taylor Swift, Un Verano Sin Ti by Bad Bunny.